Some people don't lose friends. They simply stop collecting them, not because they dislike people, not because they lack social skills, but because their brain processes connection differently. Psychology suggests that having fewer friends is often not a social failure. It's a cognitive filtering process. Here's what's happening. 1. Cognitive selectivity. Some minds naturally filter information more aggressively. This doesn't only apply to ideas, it also applies to people. Research on cognitive selectivity shows that certain individuals process social input with higher scrutiny. They notice inconsistencies, shallow patterns, and repetitive behavior quickly. As a result, their brain doesn't register every interaction as meaningful. Casual connections are filtered out early. This isn't avoidance, it's selectivity. 2. Limited emotional bandwidth. Every social interaction requires mental and emotional energy. For some people, this cost is low. For others, it's significant. Psychology refers to this as emotional bandwidth, the amount of social input a person can process without fatigue. Individuals with deeper cognitive processing often reach this limit faster, not because they are weak, but because they process interactions more intensely. They don't dislike people, they conserve energy. 3. Low reward. From surface-level interaction, social behavior is driven by reward systems in the brain. Small talk, gossip, and repeated social scripts activate dopamine in many people, but not in everyone. Some brains show lower reward sensitivity to surface-level interaction. They don't feel stimulated by frequent but shallow exchanges. Instead, reward comes from depth, meaning, and substance. When those elements are missing, the brain disengages. 4. High internal stimulation. Another factor is internal stimulation. Some individuals experience constant cognitive activity, analysis, reflection, internal dialogue, memory processing. Because of this, being alone doesn't feel empty, it feels occupied. Psychology shows that when internal stimulation is high, the need for external stimulation decreases. Social interaction becomes optional, not necessary. 5. A higher threshold for trust and relevance. Friendships require emotional investment. People with deeper evaluative systems tend to raise the threshold for who receives that investment. They don't reject others. They simply wait longer before allowing closeness. This results in fewer connections, but often more stable ones. The deeper reality, having fewer friends, is not always a sign of isolation. In many cases, it reflects how the brain prioritizes meaning over quantity. Some minds are not built for crowds. They're built for clarity. On BrainSense, we don't label behavior as good or bad. We explain why it happens. If you're interested in understanding how the mind works beneath the surface, you're in the right place.